Good day, I'm Unique Francis. Here now are the stories. The Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, has reportedly withdrawn the bribery case against businessman Bruce Bicknell. It is reported that the DPP wrote to Bicknell's legal team informing of the decision. The bribery charge was slapped on the businessman after he was stopped and ticketed for speeding in April of 2012. He was also charged with Senior Superintendent of Police James Forbes for attempting to pervert the course of justice as a result of the matter. Bicknell was earlier this year freed of a charge of attempting to pervert the course of justice following a no-case submission, and Forbes was convicted and fined $800,000. Forbes is now appealing. Before the trial started, lawyers for the senior police officer had asked the DPP to try the bribery matter first, but the request was refused. The police officer who ticketed Bicknell had testified in the Forbes-Bicknell trial that he was not certain if Bicknell was bribing him. West Portland MP Daryl Vaz is to be tried for corruption in relation to the bribery issue. The DPP is also to make a determination as to whether to go ahead with the trial against Vaz. Now, the prohibition notice on the use of water is now in effect as Jamaica braces for a prolonged dry spell. The notice, which was announced last week by Water Minister Robert Pickersgill, took effect at midnight and will restrict the use of the commodity. Persons are not allowed to water gardens, lawns, grounds, and farms, and are barred from filling tanks, ponds, or swimming pools. The exception to the filling of tanks is if the water is for domestic purposes such as cooking, washing, bathing, and sanitation. It will also be a breach of the regulations to wash cars using a hose or wash roadways, pavements, paths, garages, or outrooms. Persons found in breach of the regulations are liable on conviction before a resident magistrate to a fine or a term of imprisonment not exceeding 30 days. After several rounds of meetings and protests, correctional officers are to get an increase in their salaries and allowances next month. Unions representing Jamaica's correctional officers have been pressing the government to honor the terms of a 2011 relativity study to align the salaries of their members with those of firefighters. The alignments were to take effect on April 1st last year, with implementation set for January 2014. However, only firefighters received payments. Yesterday, the minister with responsibility for public service, Horace Daly, indicated that he has now reached an agreement with correctional officers. Daly was speaking in the sectoral debate. And in regional news, the Foreign Affairs Ministry is waiting a further response from the Dominican government in relation to February's deportation of dancehall artist Tommy Lee and 3 other men. In May, the Jamaican government wrote to the Dominican authorities about the circumstances that led to the deportations. Dominica has acknowledged receiving the letter, but is yet to respond to the concerns raised. Tommy Lee, whose given name is Leroy Russell, and 3 other men, Ora Lee Russell, Junior Fraser, and Mario Wallace, are alleging that they were denied entry to Dominica on February 23. They claim that they were held in inhumane conditions and later forced to leave without due process. Tommy Lee had vowed to file a claim in the Caribbean Court of Justice if Dominica did not start compensation negotiations by June 8 in relation to his deportation. And those were the headlines for today. Remember to check out our website at JamaicaNewsNetwork.com. I'm Unique Francis, and this is JNN News Worth Watching.